Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, Atlantis employees walk off the job in protest. More reaction from the verdict of former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson. Plus, Bahamians gear up for a Black Friday.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Chanting, "We are ready for war," disgruntled Atlantis employees walked off the job and marched with placards outside the Paradise Island property this morning. Union leaders say this is just the beginning. Jillian Gray reports.
Workers of Atlantis showed up in droves today, sporting picket signs and singing songs, saying they're fed up with the treatment from management.
We want contract, and when we want it now.
This is the rehearsal, because I can tell you, they say it ain't over till the fat lady sing, but she's clearing her throat right now.
Hotel Union President Darrin Woods says while they have a strike certificate, this morning's protest was not strike action. However, he warned it is a prelude of what's to come if concerns over unsanctioned shift changes, autonomous payment changes, and a host of other issues aren't addressed.
This was designed to send a message to all and sundry. The workers in the hospitality industry, the members of the hotel union, are tired. They indicated that the negotiations can take as much as 12 months. We said we are not prepared to do that. We are not negotiating more than 4 months. Well, hello, this is month number 4.
Over 200 workers participated in the protest. They called on the Minister of Tourism or the Prime Minister to intervene.
Diaglo, it's my man, a business we're talking fool.
Yes.
Half us out here support his washers.
Oh, no, I don't.
His washer and dryer came in duty free, but he still went up on them, taxing the poor people. And you want to come on the media talking fool, but don't strike? We'll walk over you, you come here. We need our money.
The union has not had a signed industrial agreement for over 6 years. Some of these workers say they've been employed with Atlantis for over 20 years, yet their salary has remained virtually unchanged. With the cost of living increasing, workers say they can't survive without an increase.
Everybody can come and say how the hotel has been booming and they're making money. But we have yet to make anything. Anything. You cannot go to the bank to get a loan for a house. No. Because of your set salary. They don't look at your gratuity. They look at your set salary. And that is only $196 a week.
Babies are crying. Children are hungry. I might look beautiful on television today, but trust me, I still need my money. $196 just can't do it. I can't even get a home in Nassau.
Everything going up. Light bill now going up again last night. Come on. What they want us to do? We have to feed our family too.
Workers urge the Bahamas Hotel Employers Union to come to the table and sign the contract.
We need our contract signed because we need our monies now.
We, the workers, would like for Mr. Russell Miller to sign the contract, please.
In response, Atlantis Senior Public Relations VP Ed Fields said, and quote, "Quite frankly, we do not know what this is about." Mr. Russell Miller, chairman of the Bahamas Hotel Employers Union, was due to meet with the union today at Hotel's House to sign off on 36 of the 48 sanctions of the new agreement that were mutually agreed upon. The negotiations have not been contentious. It is safe to say that over 95% of our associates reported to work and operations are proceeding without interruption in services to our guests, end quote. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
The young girl found dead behind an abandoned house on Yamacraw Hill Road on Wednesday has been identified by police as 17-year-old Kenrika Martin of Nassau Village. Police say her partially nude body was discovered in the water behind Stokes Cabana around 7 a.m. Wednesday. She had blunt force trauma to the head and abrasions to the neck. Officials are also exploring the possibility that she may have been sexually assaulted. They're urging anyone with information on her death to contact police at 328-TIPS. Well, the electricity rate reduction bond bill was passed in the House of Assembly this morning, but not without a heated debate. The opposition hammered the Minutes administration over plans to temporarily increase the average household light bill. Jasmine Brown reports.
I hear the member for North Eleuthera. I'm not bullied easily, you know. Get that in your head. I ain't gonna be bullied in this house, woman or no. I'm not gonna be bullied.
The back and forth erupted as debate wrapped up on the electricity rate reduction bond bill, which aims to establish a legislative framework for Bahamas Power and Light to raise $650 million. Public Works Minister Desmond Bannister claimed the funds will be used to pay BPL's debt, upgrade infrastructure, and solarize the Family Islands, among other things. Government expects this to lead to a temporary increase in the average household billing of an average of $20 to $30 monthly for about 10 months in 2020. Repeated questioning by Anglerston MP Glenys Hannah Martin led Bannister to make this admission in Parliament.
And maybe when I spoke yesterday, I could have been clearer. I was trying to speak very clearly. I indicated what an average household would pay. I didn't speak to the formula that's being used, etc., etc. And I wanted to be careful not to do that because of the quiet period that we are in. I wanted to be careful not to say too much because we are in a quiet period with the investors, with everybody looking at the bonds, with the SEC, etc. And so I gave an average figure of what an average household would pay, depending on, and I gave a large span from $20 to $30.
Another sore point for Hannah Martin was the fact that she says the government has yet to explain how the $650 million will be allocated. It prompted this back and forth between Hannah Martin and Bannister.
Tell us how the $650 million will be applied. I don't think that would, he has not said it.
I know yesterday she had a copy of my contribution.
Yeah.
And if she goes to page 20 of my contribution, she will see a fairly clear outline of what we are seeking to do with $607 million.
Bannister said at the end of the day, the government is doing what it believes is right to give BPL a real chance at becoming a viable business. Reporting for R News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
One day after former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson was acquitted of all bribery charges, House Speaker Housekeeper Moultrie insisted this morning there have been rare occasions when jury decisions have been questioned. Moultrie said it can still be after Anglerston MP Glenys Hannah Martin brought up the acquittal and the repercussions of that verdict in Parliament.
We trust that out of this and all that has come out of it, for our own sake, because see, Speaker, tomorrow, him, be all at risk if it's suspect.
Honorable member.
All at risk, yes.
I permitted you to go. You know, I gave you some latitude.
Thank you.
But it can still be.
Pardon me, sir?
Yes.
Government has been accused by critics of wasting taxpayers' money to conduct a witch hunt of political opponents. Gibson is the second former PLP MP to be acquitted this year.
If you check criminal law, you'll find that jury decisions have been questioned.
Okay, but I see. Okay, I'll have to see that the provision that challenges the jury. I'll look for that.
It's unusual, but it has happened. I could provide you with some precedents.
Will you challenge a jury decision?
Anyway.
A jury decision?
Honorable member.
Well, even before Moutrie's comments, the Attorney General said the jury has spoken and they must live with that conclusion. This as the opposition leader called Gibson's acquittal proof that the FNM is on a witch hunt. Jasmine Brown reports.
This is celebration time, not talking time.
Opposition leader Philip Brave Davis was among many overjoyed supporters who gathered outside the Supreme Court building on Wednesday evening following the not guilty verdict. Davis, who has long said charges against the former PLP officials were a political witch hunt, says Gibson's acquittal is just another nail in the Minutes administration's coffin.
I warned the Prime Minister in a letter written to him on July 17th, 2017, that this would be the likely outcome because I knew that they were engaged in skullduggery.
A one-man, eight-woman Supreme Court jury delivered the verdict on Wednesday evening, bringing a close to the 6-week trial. Davis insisted there never should have been a case.
It should not have gone to the jury. It was clear from the start that this was simply victor's justice, the political party in power taking advantage of its position as guardians of the state to oppress the political minority.
Gibson is the second member of the former Progressive Liberal Party administration to be accused of corruption while in office and acquitted. Both Gibson and Smith were represented by noted Jamaican QC Katie Knight.
If there was a verdict in the Bahamas of innocent, they would have returned the verdict of innocent, because I stand beside a client who in my heart, in my head and within my soul, I feel is an innocent man.
However, Attorney General Carl Bethel defended the government's decision to pursue bribery charges against Gibson. He said, without any answer from the defendant and with only one character witness, the jury assessed the evidence and found the former minister not guilty of bribery. The jury have spoken and every Bahamian must live with that conclusion. He concluded the jury are judges of the facts, and if they conclude that the facts presented do not amount to bribery, then this verdict will undoubtedly be the standard by which we will be bound to judge any such future conduct by public officials in the Bahamas.
I hope that never again in the justice system will we see a case like this. That's right. Persons who are brought before the court must be fairly brought and fairly treated and fairly judged.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
As residents of Abaco and Grand Bahama struggle to rebound in the wake of Hurricane Dorian, the Ministry of Finance, Inland Revenue, and Customs Department held a news conference to announce government's tax savings initiative. Acting Controller of Inland Revenue, GAYNELL ROLLE, said it will take effect on December 1st and expire on June 30th, 2020.
At the cash register in Abaco and Grand Bahama, consumers will effectively pay no VAT on most items available locally. They do not have to apply for approval because these purchases are made directly within the zone. Consumers just shop within the recovery area and approved items will be VAT-free at the cash register. For direct cargo import at the border in Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the surrounding keys, certified individuals and businesses will have the benefit of tax-free imports on approved items.
ROLLE said this initiative will greatly benefit residents and business owners of Grand Bahama and Abaco and the surrounding keys.
Tax-free importation of goods directly into the recovery zone. This applies to cargo directly imported into Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the surrounding keys. VAT-free purchase of goods inside the recovery zone. This applies to goods purchased inside the zone. Duty-free and VAT-free replacement of vehicles and boats. Relief from all business license fees.
Still to come, a preview of Black Friday sales, plus Bahamians traveling to the U.S. to shop till they drop. Stay tuned.